Hello everyone, welcome to your weekly pick a card reading. So if you follow me regularly, these pick a card readings are dated. So this pick a card is for Monday the 11th to Sunday the 17th of September. If you just fall on this pick a card reading just randomly, then there's no date here. This is timeless messages. Let's get started. Okay, my friends, we have pole number 1, pole number 2, pole number 3, and pole number 4. And I've just got my shells again, so I'm just going to place them down as I feel drawn to. So select a pole by shell, pole number, whatever you feel drawn to. Remember, if you feel called to select more than one pole, feel free to select as many piles. Just trust your intuition. I'll see you in your reading. Hello, pole number 1. Thank you for joining me. Welcome, welcome. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you this week. So, no, they're not. This is additional messages. So you've got Giraffe Spirit, see the big picture. You've got Nightingale Spirit, love is all around. You've got well-being. And you've got strength. You've got Judgment, the Two of Wands, and the Page of Wands. Oh, I love this. Oh, I love this very much for your pole number 1, very much. Spirit's giving me this real kind of twofold kind of energy. One of it is very excited, like I feel energized, I feel ready to go. And yet Spirit keeps drawing me to this strength card. It will take strength, pole number 1. And a Spirit saying, explain that. So, you know, we can be excited about something and still find it difficult to take those steps that put us out there. It's that kind of strength that's required. It's kind of courage. So let's get started. I'm just checking with Spirit where he would like, or where they would like me to start. Okay, so we're going to start with Giraffe Spirit. So these are the additional messages, but Spirit wants me to start here. It says, see the bigger picture. And I'm wondering, pole number 1, if that's what's going to be required in order for you to embrace this strength card. I think if you look too closely at something, if you put all your attention on something, because I'm kind of getting this sense of looking at all the finer details, I think that's where the possibility of scaring yourself gets amplified. So Spirit's saying the more you can step back, see the bigger picture, the less you're going to freak yourself out. So thank you, Spirit. Spirit's just said to me this week, don't focus on the details. Focus on the overall plan. So Spirit's giving me so many messages here. Now, for some of you, you might be putting yourself out there romantically. And you might start looking at your physical self. And, you know, we have a way of, you know, pulling out the magnifying mirror and looking at every single one of our flaws and then going, oh my gosh, nobody looks at us that closely. And seriously, if somebody did, it would be a little odd, wouldn't it? Like it would be, well, I think it would be so strange, wouldn't it? Because I've never seen anybody come right up close to your face on a bus or when they meet you in, you know, it just, sorry, spirits, it's not funny because we do this and we hurt ourselves by doing this. And we all do this to a certain extent. And that section of it, a spirit saying it's quite serious. But there's also a sense that, you know, Spirit's bringing me images of, you know, this person sitting on a bus and another person turning and their nose is almost touching the person's cheek, trying to look at every little wrinkle or line or... And so there's an element of funny. There's an element of seeing the silliness of what we do to ourselves. Now that's just one kind of message that's coming through. So some of you are really picking apart your physical self because you're looking at putting yourself out there. You might even be looking at starting a job that puts you out really in the public or things like that, and you're really scrutinizing. I love that word. Thank you, Spirit. You're scrutinizing yourself in a way that Spirit's saying to me, it doesn't matter. You know, Spirit's just asked me to say this. Imagine you walk into a business and you want somebody to help you. Do you want that person to look amazing, or do you want that person to be able to do their job amazingly? You know, I always find myself, you know, because I wasn't going to share this, but I guess I am, Spirit. Okay, thank you. You know, a self-image has always, it has been a problem for me. But yet, I would always choose a kind person over a beautiful one. And that's not against beauty. Beauty is beauty. We all want our world to be beautiful. We want our life to be a field of beautiful things. Absolutely, absolutely. But this is making it all about that and not about your other values and your other attributes. Spirit's bringing me away from that one and bringing me into another one where you're applying for jobs and suddenly you're telling yourself that you're stupid. Oh, I can't apply for that. I'm not smart enough. I don't have what it takes. Oh my gosh, I'm not who they'd be looking for. There's an element of you're stepping into the new pole number one, and there's an element that you feel lacking. And it's Spirit saying it comes back to self-worth, it comes back to self-love, but it also, in a bigger way, it comes back to stepping back and seeing the bigger picture. If you step back, you know, you can look at that job and think, but I can learn. Look back at past jobs and think, well, my last job, yes, I know pretty much everything now, but I've been there so many years. But when I started, I didn't know, and I learned. You know, so there's a thing of stepping back and seeing what you do bring to the table. You know, if you're looking for love, you know, you're not just bringing a body to the table, you're bringing a soul and a mind. And there's a sense of step back and see it all. When you step back, pole number one, I think you're going to really see your self-worth as well. I think you're going to see how you scrutinize yourself, and other people do not at all. And I love this Nightingale Spirit card straight after this Giraffe Spirit, because it says love is all around. And I feel if you can step back, now I'm not, thank you Spirit, Spirit's wanting me to say this before I give the message. We don't place our value on ourselves by what other people say, what other people think. But in this instance, pole number one, I think if you step back, people are singing your praise. And it's time to listen. It's time also to sing your own praise. And there's an aspect here of love is all around. There's an energy here of just open yourself up to what is. Be you. And you know, I think, thank you Spirit. Spirit's saying, look at how you see others and look at how you see yourself. Look at how you offer compassion to others and what compassion do you offer yourself. Same with love, same with understanding. I really feel, pole number one, I don't know what you're going to be doing, but I feel this week there's an opportunity to put yourself out there. Some of you might go on a date, or some of you might get asked out on a date that might come down the track. Some of you are applying for jobs. There's a change. There's like a real change upon you. And the strength is seeing yourself with new eyes. Gosh, that's really interesting. It's amazing how Spirit guides me to start in a certain place, because that really guides the reading. Really sets the foundation for the other cards. So your first overall energy is well-being. And I feel, pole number one, that this is going to be so important to you. With this Giraffe Spirit and the Nightingale Spirit, I think you're tapping into your essence. That light inside of you that we often dim. And we're often afraid to shine it. You know, afraid that we're too much, or we might be too little. We might be too bold, or we might be too timid, or we might be too whatever. We never are. Because by shining our true light, we attract true light back to us. So we attract the right people to us, the right jobs to us. And I think you're going to see how when you are you, when you step back and you don't pick at yourself, when you don't just see your flaws, when you see all of you in your entirety, because when you step back, you can see the bigger picture. Every aspect of you, whether you see it as a positive or a negative, is there because it makes up you. You take one of those things away and you're no longer you. I feel like your well-being, and I feel it on all levels. This is emotional, physical, mental, spiritual. I feel like it is so important to you. And I think this week is going to be a real eye-opener, is what Spirit is giving me. I think you're going to see beauty where you never saw it before. A kindness. There's a gentleness. Like, look at this card. This card is beautiful. I mean, you can see she's got a body. You can see she's got a hand. She's got a face. But, you know, she's almost just light. She's almost ethereal is the word that Spirit is giving me. Gosh, that's a beautiful word, Spirit. Thank you. Ethereal. There's so many layers to your pole number one. And there's so much programming as well. So there's all the layers of programming that has made us who we are, and we peel those back. And then there's so many layers of just our authenticness, if that's a word. But well-being will be important to you. And I think it's this need, and it feels like a need, pole number one, this need to look after your well-being runs so deep that that's what I think transforms your outer world. You're really paying attention to you. Gosh, I can't stop looking at this light, this inner light. That's what attracts people. And that's what attracts, thank you, Spirit, that's what attracts the right people. And you've got strength. There's a poise with this tiger. There's I get the same energy when I see the strength card with the lion. You know, they don't need to roar and to show their strength. They are actually really quiet because they know their strength and they exude that, and other animals know their strength. A tiger can just be sleeping under a tree, and I tell you what, the animals around him, they know his strength. And that's what being authentic is about. You know, we don't have to prove anything. Thank you, Spirit. That's what I was trying to say. You know, the tiger doesn't have to prove anything. You don't have to prove anything. You just be you. And pole number one, you're doing that. And it takes strength, it takes courage to go, here I am. And when you do, Spirit said, your world changes. And I think we have, I'm sure we've all been in situations where we did something that frightened us. You know, even if we just go back to the job interview or the dates that we've been on. You know, and there's a sense when we were just honest, and we're not all, we aren't always. We're so worried, we're so guarded, aren't we? But every now and again, sometimes your excitement or your joy, or, you know, it's just that timing, I don't know what it is, and we just open up, and it's kind of a bit of a wow moment. That's where you're headed, pole number 1, to a bit of a wow moment. And it could be in anything. I've talked about job and I've talked about relationships, but this could really be in anything at all. Apply it, the energies where they sit in your life. And the tarot, gosh, the tarot takes that message further. So there's almost like the oracle are showing you how amazing you are, pole number 1. How amazing you are. And the tarot show you how that goes out into the world. We've got Judgment, the 2 of Wands, and the Page of Wands. Judgment. Spirit's telling me this is twofold. How you judge yourself, and this is Spirit's judgment. Now, Spirit doesn't often say that to me. Spirit doesn't often say our judgment of you, Spirit's judgment of you. And Spirit's saying that will need to be explained. This is a major arcana. Major arcanas is how Spirit co-creates with us on our journey in our life. It's the part that Spirit plays. This Judgment card, Spirit is telling me that the time has come for you to see yourself how Spirit sees you, for you to judge yourself how Spirit judges you, and for you to see how capable you are to step up and out of your past and into your present, into your future. Because the angel is calling you forward. You are ready. Spirit will show you how ready you are, pole number 1. But ultimately, Spirit can't take that step up and out. You need to. But Spirit is guiding you. Look at this guardian angel calling them up and out of their coffins, up and out of the past. Leave the baggage behind. You're a new person. And the fact that they're naked is like, it always shows me that they're in touch with their authentic self. This is peeling back the programming, peeling back the layers that experiences has kind of coated us with. Look at how you judge yourself. Do you judge yourself competent? Do you judge yourself as a wonderful human being that is trying? Do you judge yourself when you fail? Do you judge yourself when you succeed? Spirit showing you. And you're going to let go. This bigger picture, I just got singing your praise, which is what I got earlier, but also like seeing through the eyes of love. you're really going to understand how a judgment that you have of yourself, that Spirit just said nobody else has been holding you back. And I think in some instances has been really not good for you. Now, of course, when we judge ourselves so harshly, when we have such high expectations, yes, our emotional self, our mental self takes a real beating, doesn't it? Like it really affects us. But Spirit's even saying, like, physically. I feel pole number 1, if I had to like write what this is you shining your light. This is you just opening the door to who you are and going, here I am. Because the next card, you've got the 2 of Wands. And this, I'm feeling like the judgment is almost like this insight. This, you're seeing how you judge yourself. Also seeing how others judge you. How do you think Spirit judges you? You know, some of you might think that, oh, I've had so many difficulties lately. What's the word, Spirit, please? I'm looking for. I'm being punished. Thank you, Spirit. I'm being punished for those errors that I made, those mistakes that I made. Spirit never punishes us. Never. Those obstacles and those challenges that we have in our life, pole number 1, never punishment. We punish ourselves. Spirit wants me to go deeper into that, so I will. Spirit brings us situations to enable us to grow and to learn and to see different perspectives. The punishment comes when we hold on to that circumstance, when we make the experience a part of ourselves. When we make that experience part of us, we punish ourselves. Spirit's saying, go deeper. So I need help, Spirit. So I'm just waiting for the messages to come through. So those experiences that you take and you make them a part of you, those experiences cause pain for us to put the experience down and to go, okay, I need to look at what aspect of me needs to be looked at. The experience just brings you to that place. The experience needs to be put down. It doesn't need to be taken as part of us. That experience is like a light globe. Because if you walk into a dark room, thank you, Spirit, this is going to be wonderful. If you walk into a dark room, you can't see. It's not that you're blind, there's just no light. If you put the light on and the globe is bright, you can see. But that globe is not part of you. That globe has no impact on your eyesight. It's just, it doesn't change your eyesight. It doesn't make it better or worse. It's an outside situation. I hope you can see. I think that's a really beautiful way of explaining that, Spirit, I think. I hope that you can see that. That's what happens with experiences. It's almost like saying, I can't see without that light globe. Now, in a dark room, that's true. But if you walk out into bright daylight, you don't need that light globe. Because your eyes are what they are. You're not blind in the dark and can see in the light. You can see regardless. Because if you were blind, you could go out into daylight and you would still be blind. That's the thing of experiences, and that's how we hold on to them. There's a lot of shedding, I feel, pole number one. This message has gotten really, really deep, so there's a lot of shedding here. That's why I think this strength card was kind of like I felt really drawn to it right from the beginning in spirit. I think that was pretty much the first message that came through. You're going to need strength. And then the Two of Wands. Now, those of you that follow me know that the Two of Wands is, at the moment, or has been for the last few years, my most favorite card in the deck, because it's the card that shows that there's been growth. A past journey has ended. You've learned everything you needed to learn, and it's there. It's in the past. You no longer hold on to it, but you understand that all those lessons, those successes, the achievements of the past has brought you to where you are today. There's a level of gratefulness in this card. There's a lot of wisdom, because you take all the experiences of the past, you leave the experiences behind, but the experiences, you've taken the wisdom from it to stand in your present moment, to be able to look into your future, unencumbered by the past. He's not holding on to that. That's securely attached to the past. And this is you, pole number one. This is you coming to an understanding that moves you forward. Upright, world in your hand. Seeing your worth and going, right, what am I going to go out and get? This world is a big place. There's a lot of opportunity out there, and I feel you're going to see it. I've kind of just sat up really straight in my chair, and I've got my shoulders back, and I feel this sense of, oh, I'm ready. And then the Page of Wands. Look at that, holding on to the Ace of Wands, both of them. This is dreaming about a new life for yourself. This is putting a plan to it. Right at the very beginning of a new journey, my beautiful pole number one. You don't know all the steps. It'll be a little bit frightening, because it's the unknown. The wands is your passions, what you love, your calling, your purpose. It's your soul as well. This is a soul journey. And they're the fire signs, so it's that fire in your belly that gets you up in the morning. That's where you're going, pole number one. Up and out into an amazing future where you literally feel like the world has opened up for you. Oh, such a deep reading for the first message of this week, my beautiful pole number one. I'm going to leave you with those messages. Love, light and blessings. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, pole number two. Welcome, my friends. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you this week. So we have Fox Spirit, think on your feet. We have Rabbit Spirit, now is the lucky time. It's funny because I'm getting speed with these cards. Think on your feet, that's quite quick, and rabbits dart around everywhere, don't they? So there's an energy of speed here. And also Spirit gave me the message that you're chasing something. It's funny how the fox came first and then the rabbit, and I'm getting this thing of speed. It's like you're trying to catch something, you're chasing something. Positive minded people, learning, as your overall energy. Sorry, pole number 2. So you've got positive-minded people and learning as your overall energy for this week. And then with the tarot, you've got the Empress, Temperance, and the Queen of Cups. Wow, beautiful energies. Strong, gentle energy, actually. We'll see how that plays up, but I'm just getting really strong, but very calm and gentle. It's funny because the tarot doesn't feel at all connected to this up here, like not at all. So we'll see where it goes. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Okay, I get it. Okay, let's get started. Pole number 2. There's a big message that has just come through, so I'm going to start there. Okay, Spirit's saying I can pick up this card because this will start it off. So your first overall energy is positive-minded people. Now, Spirit has drawn me to the number 5 here. Okay, so that is surprises, and it's all about change. Okay, surprising change is what I'm getting. Positive-minded people. Now, the message that was coming through was this energy feels very disconnected from the tarot, like I said earlier. There is a sense, pole number 2, Spirit wants you to have a look at the people that surround you. Now, Spirit saying to me, this can be twofold. So you will need to be very honest with yourself. Okay, that's what I'm getting. You'll need to be really honest with yourself, because I'm getting the sense here that you're the fox and somebody's the rabbit, or somebody's the fox and you're the rabbit. Now, this doesn't have to be a romantic partnership. It can be a company and you, or you and the company, your job, your colleagues, your family. This can play out in any area of your life. It can be a situation and you, or you and a situation. So please go with that. Positive-minded people here is Spirit wants you to focus on the positive. Okay, so yeah, so I'm actually going to come to these cards now, and I need to read these together. Now, there is a sense here of chasing, of pushing, and how do I explain that, Spirit? Oh, thank you. So Spirit said focus. Sorry, pole number 2. I know this is a bit hesitant, but I just got to get this out right. So Spirit said focus on the positive, and Spirit said to me, this learning card is also very big here. So Spirit is asking you to remember we are always learning. Okay, so there's a big lesson here, pole number 2. Okay, which we don't always want to hear, do we? Spirit just said to me, I am hesitant because I don't like this message coming through. But Spirit said to me, pole number 2 is in this situation, and they will feel relieved from hearing this message. Okay, so this is how I put my judgment onto things. So I do apologize, pole number 2. Think on your feet. Now is a lucky time. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether you're the fox and you're doing the chasing, or you're the rabbit and doing the running. There's a sense here that someone is pushing you past your boundaries. Someone is pushing you to do more than you want, is pushing you sometimes maybe even out of a comfort zone. Or you can be doing that to somebody else. Now there is an element here, pole number 2, of whichever way it goes, there'll be feelings of I was going to say resentment, but Spirit stopped me. Can you please tell me what I need to say, Spirit, please? There'll be feelings, basically, of feeling bad. You're going to feel bad if you're the rabbit, and you're going to feel bad if you're the fox. And when Spirit says bad, it means this situation will have you feeling mean if you're the fox, and will have you feeling less than if you're the rabbit. If you are the fox, Spirit is saying you are being drawn to look at your leadership skills. Okay, so this, my friends, is all about learning. Okay? All about learning. So if you are the fox, there's something about your leadership skills that Spirit is drawing your attention to. There's an element here of manipulation. That Spirit wants you to look into. There's an element here of don't be afraid to show the leader that you are. There's a sense here, pole number 2, if you are the fox, there's a sense here that rather than coming at the situation face on, you're kind of going about it in a roundabout kind of way. And that feels threatening to whoever you're dealing with. Now, this leadership, it doesn't just have to be in a work. It can be the way we treat our family. It can be the way we treat our children, our spouse, and the people that we meet, our friends. So it can even be the way you treat yourself. But I feel this is geared towards others more so. There's a sense of leadership needs to be upfront. There's a sense here of being present and flexible, because Spirit just showed me a pillar. And it was like, you know, there's no moving the pillar. You kind of got to go around it. And your approach to leadership, your approach to others around you could be a little stiff. It could be a little unyielding. It's not that you are stiff. I think it's this I kind of feel like Spirit keeps saying backhand. It's this round, in order to not appear stiff, in order to appear flexible, you go around things. But that's making people feel like, ooh, there's something not right here. This is a really interesting message. So, is there any other messages for the Fox Spirit? We'll come back. There'll probably be more. If you find yourself in the rabbits, as the rabbit, pole number 2, there's this sense at see how you are not enforcing your boundaries. Okay, so people can break our boundaries. That's their right. But what are you doing about it? Because I feel if you're the rabbit, you're being pushed past what you consider is reasonable. Okay, another person might think it's perfectly reasonable. Another person might just walk away. That's individual. But if you're the rabbit, there's a sense here that you're being pushed, and I feel like you're being pushed into a corner. Okay? Now, Spirit's bringing me back to both cards, so hold on to that. And please take the time. Spirit is showing me that it's important for you to really know which one you are, fox or rabbit. And it takes honesty. It takes looking in, and you might think one straight away as opposed to the other, but after the reading, I think it'll come back to you, and then you might go, you know what, I really think I'm the fox. And if you feel drawn, come back and watch the video again. Because think on your feet, and now is a lucky time. If you are the fox, you are a natural born leader. We're not all born that way. It's not a gift that we all have. But you do. So there's an aspect of leadership that comes naturally to you. Fox pole number 2. Sorry, it's like I'm doing 2 pole number 2 readings. Look at the reaction of the rabbit person. Whatever this is, look at the reaction. Look at the situation that it's creating. Look at the person. Look at the whatever it is that you're looking at, whatever it is that you're leading. Look at their reaction. They're going to teach you something invaluable. Rabbit Spirit. If you pole number 2, the rabbit pole number 2, now is a lucky time. What if Fox Spirit was pushing you to take a leap of faith that you never would have done on your own? They might be going about it the wrong way, and I mean the wrong way. But what if that makes you take a leap that you never would have? This rabbit has wings. Both bring great opportunity. Fox Spirit will show you. Think on your feet is not about, finding quick remarks or being able to reply straight away. Think on your feet is that you have a natural ability to find solutions to problems. You have a natural ability to rally people together. You have a natural ability that people want to follow. And thinking on your feet is almost like that instinct where you don't sit and pre-plan everything. It just comes naturally. And you need to tap into your essence in order to achieve that, in order to access that. And rabbit, now is a lucky time. I just feel that you are going to take a leap of faith And you might feel pushed to it. And you're kind of going to go kicking and screaming for some of you. But when you do it, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't think I had it in me. I didn't think it would go so well. And you look back at that as being so lucky. So lucky. The overall energy is positive-minded people and learning. I don't feel, pole number 2, that there are people in your life that are out to get you, or that are being mean. You know, it sounds like I was waiting for a better way of saying that, but Spirit goes, no, that's it. There's a positive aspect behind what people are doing. And it's all to learn, because the rabbit having that kicking and screaming is going to show the fox, do you know, I could have done that better, that I could have done that differently. The results are great, but I could have done that differently. And it's going to show you aspects of yourself. And the rabbit, you're going to think the fox is just the most obnoxious, horrible person. But you're going to look back and think, my gosh, they were my greatest mentor. You're going to look at the fox and go, wow, they really believed in me. They weren't pushing me because they were horrible people. They're pushing me because they saw something in me that I didn't see. Rabbit as well was kicking and screaming because fox, they saw a strength in you that you didn't see. And instead of knowing that strength and not applying it, you tried to apply it, but you were already strong. So it came out a little bit like, you know, instead of being an emperor, you're a bit of a dictator. This energy is amazing, pole number 2. Absolutely amazing. I feel that the learning here is just going to, it just sets you up. That's the word I'm getting. It just sets you up. We've got a 5 and we've got a 7. 5 is all about surprising change. And you will be surprised. And then the 7 is, we are working, the 7 is a very spiritual number. So this runs deeper than just the reality of the world we live in, you know, the tangible present moment. This changes and grows you on a spiritual level as well. Belief in oneself and gentleness and compassion. The learning here, I feel as well, with this young boy and his curiosity, I feel like it opens your mind in a real positive way to kind of go, gosh, what else am I not seeing about myself? What else am I capable of? And it opens up this whole world. Because I'm seeing here with this little boy, like he's looking, there's a little beetle here on the wheat, and there's butterflies. You know, the world of insects is tiny. Oh, excuse me, pole number 2. It's tiny compared to us. And if you don't go looking for them, you could miss them. But once you start going through the blades of grass and really looking, that's when it all comes to life. And you realize how much life is there, hidden in the leaves and the grass and the flowers. And it's almost, I'm really getting this sense of it opens up another world for you, pole number 2. And there's this sense of amazement. And I feel with the 7 as well, there's that element of spirituality. But I also, the 7 for me is also this year, we're working a 7 year. So I feel like this is kind of going to be the catalyst to show you how much you've actually learned about yourself this year, how much you're actually open to receiving information. It's almost like this understanding, this learning, this insight that this scenario brings you, whatever it is, really opens you up to greater understanding of who you are. And then look at this beautiful tarot. We've got Major Arcana, the Empress, Major Arcana, Temperance, and we've got the Queen of Cups. So the Empress is abundant. This is the card of abundance. And Spirit just said to me, having it all. And having it all, what that means to you. Because having it all doesn't mean having every single thing that is available in this whole universe. Well, for starters, we wouldn't know what to do with it at all. But it's, I mean, 99% of it we wouldn't even want. So this is having it all, as in what that means to you. Now, this is a Major Arcana. This is how Spirit co-creates life with us, our experiences with us. It's the part that Spirit plays. Spirit is showing you your abundance, your inner abundance first, so then that can shine out and bring you the abundance of the universe, the abundance that you want. The Empress doesn't see lack in herself. The Empress doesn't see lack in the world. She sees herself as she is, flaws and all. And there's no judgment of that. She loves every aspect of herself. She loves every aspect of the world and the universe. She's connected to all that. And I feel that's what you're tapping into, pole number 2, regardless if you're the fox or the rabbit. Your world is really changing with the Empress here. And you've got the lucky time. You know, you will feel like, whether you're the fox or the rabbit, you will feel lucky. And Temperance, another amazing Major Arcana card, on the path to your soul purpose, on the path that your soul is calling you to. And Temperance is a gentle card. It's patient. It's a patient card. It's, in your reading, it's making me think of divine timing. You're on your path. You're awakening. You're learning. You're expanding. You're opening up. And it's almost like your guardian angels saying, Spirit saying, God saying, the universe, your higher self is just saying to you, little by little, every step, everything you do, every conversation, every insight. I just got every smile moves you forward on this path, and it's gentle pole number 2. I feel as well, because this is the middle card and you've got your fox and rabbit spirit up here, I feel that both of these, they're quick. don't be too quick to judge. And that's a lesson that you're going to learn, because I think you will be quick to judge. I think you will be quick to condemn. I think you will be quick to dislike. But the Temperance card is here, and that's showing me that for the fox and the rabbit, for all of you, there is a sense here that the understanding will soften you to an extent that you will never again, I mean, you will sometimes, you know, but your eyes are going to be so open to how much this has taught you that I feel like these snap judgments, this pushback that we have, because that's what's the word I'm looking for? The resistance. You know, it's the resistance we feel when we feel like we're being pushed, and it's the resistance we feel like when, come on, people are not moving, you know, so we're trying to push. You'll see how that actually doesn't benefit anybody. There's a lot of gentleness coming through in you, for you, in you, and towards others. That's really beautiful in this reading, pole number 2. And we finish with the Queen of Cups. And the Queens are that receptive energy. They know they'll receive what they need to receive in order to continue with their journey. The Cups is the water signs. So there's depth here. Depth of understanding, depth of emotion, depth of feeling. And the Queen knows that her emotions and her feelings bring her information. Both of you will feel heightened emotion, because that will show you what's not in your best interest. It'll also show you feelings. Feelings guide you intuitively. Your feelings are what guides you, is your intuition, and your emotions is what comes up when something needs to be looked at and healed. The Queen, the Cups embody both of those, and the Queen knows she'll receive the information from that. So she's not afraid to look at her emotions. She's not afraid to feel her feelings and take action on them. There's a lot of healing here. There's a lot of healing. Pole number 2, this reading, oh, I'm getting goosebumps all over, brings you to such a beautiful place. And like at the very beginning of the reading, Spirit said you actually find yourself here, and that's why this reading's going to make sense to you. You will wonder how out of this situation there can be so much healing. Now, this situation for a lot of you is going to go on more than a week. This energy of understanding and learning can take a while. It can take months. But spirits, mind you, if you're here and watching this, it probably won't anymore, because you're going to get a level of understanding that you didn't have before. Oh, such a beautiful read. Very deep readings, actually. Pole number 1 had a deep reading too. Very interesting the way it rolled out. But there's a lot of learning. There's a lot of understanding. It brings you to such a beautiful, beautiful space. I'm going to leave you with those messages, pole number 2. Love, light, and blessings, my friends. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, pole number 3. Welcome, welcome. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you this week. So we have Eagle Spirit with Spirit has your back. Oh, I love that. We have Turkey Spirit, give with gratitude and grace. We have receive healing. We have progress. We have strength. We have the King of Wands and the 10 of Cups. Oh, wow. Okay. Pole number 3. Look at that. 1. New beginning. Actually, do you know, Spirit's just drawn me. I don't know why. I just felt like I had to look at all the numbers. We've got 1, new beginning. We've got 23, which makes 5, all about change, moving, surprises. We've got 61, which is a 7, very spiritual number. It's also, we're working in numerology, we're working a 7 year this year. Okay, so it's about this year, it's about 2023. And then we've got 36 here, which is a 9. 9 in numerology is all about endings, the completion, the conclusion. Strength, King of Wands, 10 of Cups. This, thank you Spirit, because the numbers were really important. This journey, because I feel like this is both your overall energies. This is how it starts and this is what it leads into, or sometimes they work together, but I feel that there's movement here. Throughout this journey, and I feel this journey probably started at the end of last year or at the beginning of 2023. Now, if you are watching this reading in 2024, know that this journey was throughout 2023 until the present time is when you're looking at this. So let's say it's been this year so far. You've been receiving healing. You've been healing on a really deep level, pole number 3, really deep level. And it's not easy. And it says receive healing. And you've got Spirit has your back. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps all over. When we heal on such a deep level, and I'm really feeling like you've been healing to the very core of you, it requires a lot. It takes a lot out of us because it asks us to dig deep. It asks us to go deep, to purge, to release, to understand, to have courage, to see our worth, to believe in fulfillment and hope. Your time of healing, Spirit saying, I will explain this, so please listen for the explanation, pole number 3. Your time of healing is coming to an end. Now, what Spirit means by that is we are always receiving healing. We can always ask for healing. We're always learning and growing, therefore we're always healing. But there are times where we go through periods, journeys, paths that cause us to bring up a lot of lost and forgotten pain. Bring that up so we can clear it and heal it. That time is now coming to an end. That deep diving, that real shadow work, you're finishing up on that. There is going to be a lightness in you, pole number 3. And Spirit really wants you to be aware of that. Now, I am not at all in any way, shape or form offering you medical advice. I can't do that. I'm I'm not medically trained at all. So if you feel unwell, you must go and see a doctor. You must go and get yourself checked out. That's super important. That is how we show our self-love, by looking after our body. But there is a message coming through here that you will feel a lightness that can have you experiencing headaches, a little bit of dizziness. You might catch colds where you're really phlegmy. Your body is kind of going to be purging. You might I didn't really want to say that, but Spirit's going, no, say it. You might experience constipation or diarrhea, and that is showing you that you're still holding on to something. If you're constipated, the diarrhea is just your body releasing. Okay, so you are very, very likely, pole number 3, to have physical symptoms at the end of this healing, and it is your body catching up with what you've been processing throughout the year. Remember, we're mind, body, spirit. Your spirit's been guiding you through this healing, and your body needs to purge that as well. But please, please seek medical attention if you are not well. It is so, so important, because even if these are ailments that come from spiritual healing, the medical profession can still help us. And also, it's very important that, you know, if you go and see your doctor can say to you, look, it's just a common cold, just rest. And then, you know, like there's a level of worry that's then taken away as well, isn't it? Because you're not worrying about, oh, what have I got, or what's happening to my body, or why am I always unwell? Or, you know, if you get it checked out, it's reassurance, isn't it, as well? And that's important, because your mind is healing too. So you don't want to hold on to anything that makes you worry. Okay, so that's a really important message. But know that your body is transforming as well. So there will be physical symptoms, okay? This healing is very deep. Okay, this healing is very deep. And Spirit's bringing me back to that physical health. Spirit's saying some of you may just not feel well, super tired. You know, go check things out with your doctor. Get your iron levels checked, your blood levels checked, things like that. But it can be that as well. You know, if your doctor says, look, I can't find anything, you know, maybe just rest and see how you go. You know, do that. Rest as much as you can. This is not a time to be zooming around. Okay? Listen to your body and give it what it needs. Spirit just said to me, good food, good food. Okay. So then you've got progress. And you are progressing. And when I first picked up this card at the beginning of the reading, I saw that it said progress. I knew it was that. But when I picked it up now, I wanted to say process. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad I looked at it again. And Spirit says, yes, but the progress is in processing. And this is why you might not be feeling that well. Okay, you're processing what you've been through. And that's where the progress is. We move forward when there's a level of understanding, when we've processed through things, that shows stages that we're moving forward in. And I just want to look at the beauty of the chakras in her, the colors of the chakras in her wings, these angel wings, and also look at this beauty here. I feel like you're getting your wings. This is you. Pole number 3. And this is you. It's like this last little push. It's like it's almost at this moment, maybe right this week, pole number 3, is when you're just thinking, I can't do this anymore. This is so hard. I feel so like, oh, I've just been having such a hard time. It's almost like it's that last little push. It's the butterfly emerging from the cocoon. The cocoon's cracked open. And it's that last battle to get out. And I don't know if you know, but if you help a butterfly out of its cocoon, it will never fly. Because the battle that it takes to get out of its cocoon on its own builds the strength in its wings. It builds the strength in the butterfly itself. And if it doesn't build that strength, it won't fly. And that is exactly what you're going through, pole number 3. And there's a sense here of holding on to hope and holding on to courage and strength. You are progressing. And you know what? If you can take a moment and look back, see how far you've already come. You've been the caterpillar. You've been in the cocoon. You've already transformed. You've already been broken down. And kind of, Spirit doesn't like the term put back together. Because, okay, I will, thank you, Spirit. Spirit's just shown me how to explain that. So it's like the caterpillar gets broken down, it kind of goes to goo, and then it becomes the butterfly. And it's not like we get broken down, but it feels that way because all those programmed layers, all those learned behaviors, all those masks that we wear crumble. They fall apart. And then there's just our tender self that's left. And because we're so used to all these layers of protection, you know, we're a bit vulnerable without those layers, until we realize those layers kept us vulnerable. Those layers made us weak because they didn't enable us to stand in our true power. And when we stand in our true power, we are powerful. And this is what you're coming to understand. Spirit said to me, a lot of this, you're going to be going, oh my gosh, I kind of feel that. I feel that. This reading, pole number 3, is all about giving you the courage to keep going. Showing you where you're going. What this is going to mean. We've got Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. Receive healing. You have been 100% guided through this. This was always written for you. This is like in your Akashic records. This is what your soul came to earth in this lifetime to do. That's why it's got this magnitude to it. But you were always guided. Spirit was always right there with you. And Spirit just said to me, Spirit is always there with you. Because Spirit's not outside of you, it's in you. You know, it's everything. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit said it's not outside of you. It is outside of you. It's also inside of you. It is every aspect, every molecule that exists. That's spirit. That's your higher self. That's the God, the universe. It's all connected. So you were never alone through this. You were never lost. Spirit said that's how a lot of you have been feeling, and you might still be feeling lost. You're not lost. And this progress is you finding yourself. Thank you, Spirit. You were never lost, though you have felt lost. But this is to reconnect with yourself. Meet your authentic self. See the amazing humans that we are, but also the amazing souls that we are. My goodness, pole number 3. These weekly readings have been really full on, like really, like very, very deep. I think I'm going to be exhausted at the end of them. But the messages are so beautiful, and Spirit always comes through so strongly, but I really feel like every step of the way I'm being guided to make sure that this message comes out right. Give with gratitude and grace. You have been given so much grace and so much to be grateful for. You are filled, now I was going to say you are filled with grace, and then I kind of went to Spirit. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Grace is a gentleness to go with what is. In the way that Spirit is showing me this, grace is that gentleness to not push, not force, not control. It's an allowing energy. You are full of grace. You're full of acceptance. You're full of allowance, allowing things to go the way they need to go. And the gratitude in you, I feel this energy. I don't think you're there yet, pole number 3. Spirit just said to me, some of you are right on the cusp of it. Others, you'll need to just wait a little while. But you will have so much to be grateful for. Spirit just showed me an image of somebody falling on their knees and just going, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are going to feel amazing. You're going, and not just feel it like on an energetic level, but you're going to embody that. This whole, oh my gosh, I've been so raw for so long, and now I'm just free. I'm just whole. I'm not hurting anymore. And I feel that give with gratitude and grace, all your interactions with others will be done in a way of compassion and love and kindness and acceptance. Spirit just said, you won't be sweating the small stuff anymore. Yes, we're human, so we're gonna, we'll always have situations that, have us reacting, but there's this sense now that there's this understanding in you, and you rather than feel attacked, you'll just give the person the benefit of the doubt. Rather than feel triggered and react, you'll go, oh, I'm being triggered, and you'll kind of go, oh, I need to take a step back. You know, there's no blaming of others or the world or the situations. You'll just understand that, oh, I've got a lesson here. Something's triggering me. Oh, okay, what's the lesson? There's this understanding, so nothing brings you pain like it used to. Because when we don't understand things, we hold on to them and we make them about us half the time. The Spirit's saying like 99% of the time, nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with us. And that's what allowing does. When we allow things to be, it means we allow things to be how they need to be, without the need to step in and change it. And in allowing those things to be how they need to be, we don't change ourselves. We don't alter ourselves to suit that situation. We're just like, we're here and that's there, and that's what is required right now. And then we finish with the tarot. We've got Strength, the King of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. And yes, strength has been required throughout this whole journey, and maybe more so right now. I think that's why this is your first card. It's been throughout the journey, but I do see you in that stage of coming out of the cocoon where it's that last push. Be strong, pole number 3, but not in a aggressive manner, in a very compassionate, kind, gentle. It's a gentle strength. Again, I'm just getting so much healing from this card. Spirit just said to me, pole number 3, you'll actually be shown how strong you are and how you don't need to show that strength. You don't need to put on a tough exterior. You just are strong. It's in us all. Vulnerability, strength. Courage is the ability to be vulnerable, the ability to sit in your truth. That takes strength. That takes courage. And you're embodying all of those. And Spirit's guiding you. Spirit's helping you. This is a major arcana, pole number 3. Spirit is guiding you all the way. And then we've got the King of Wands. When you exit that cocoon, okay, it's this last little push to get that understanding, to get that clarity. Maybe there's a few things you need to let go of. You know, there'd be a lot of fear of coming out of the cocoon. You know, you feel quite safe in the cocoon. So there is an element of, you know, then seeing who you are in your essence and then taking that out into the world, into your interactions with others. That takes courage, you know, that takes strength. And this King of Wands shows me that when you are ready, when you exit that cocoon as a king. The king, that means you have everything you need. The kings are the final journey of the court cards. The kings have received all the knowledge, the wisdom, resources, whatever they needed in the stage of the queens, because the queens receive. So the king has the understanding, the learning, it's done the journey. And now the king can be of service. The king can give back because the king has everything. It has achieved the journey, so it has the level of understanding, like I said, and the resources and the knowledge and whatever else it is to give back. Now this King of Wands, this king is in alignment with the energy of the wands, and the wands is the fire signs. It's your passions, It's your calling, your purpose, that fire in your belly, doing things you love. And it's your soul's journey. And you come out of that cocoon as a king. You know, you come out, and when you start getting out into the world as your authentic self, you'll actually see how things fall into place. And things will fall into place where you'll be like, what's happening? I've been hitting brick walls all year with this 7. What's happening? I'm just like, boom, boom, boom. Everything's falling into place. That's the energy of the king. Things just happen because things are in alignment. And pole number 3, that brings you to the 10 of Cups. This journey ends for you, pole number 3, and it's a big statement, but I'm going to say that you're just nowhere near where you started. Like, this is worlds away from where you were when you ended 2022 or you started 2023. Now, for some of you, this is probably going to be towards the end of the year. It will come probably from now to the end of the year, just depending on the journey that you're on. But this is Spirit saying, that last little push, Spirit saying, this is your hope card. This is the card that you just focus on. 10 of Cups, complete fulfillment. That's where you're headed, pole number 3. When you fall into doubt, or when you think, do you know what, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just going to, because we often, we get tired, we get worn out, we think, nothing's working out, and we kind of want to go back to our old life. This 10 of Cups is here, pole number 3, to say, don't, my friends, don't keep pushing forward. You can't go back into the cocoon. A butterfly can't go back to a caterpillar. It can't, and you can't either. And when a butterfly flies, it would never want to. But when it's struggling to get out of the cocoon, I'd imagine it might go, you know what, this sucks, I don't want to do this. And then it flies, and it understands what all this was about. That's you, pole number 3. I'm going to leave you with those messages, my friends. What a reading. I'm sending you so much love, light, and blessings. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, pole number 4. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's have a look at what messages Spirit has for you this week. So we've got Canary Spirit with Sing Your Own Song. We've got Sandpiper Spirit, Be Playful. Oh, I like this. We've got Modify. And we've got Alternative. Oh, wow. Modify and Alternative. Okay. We've got the Lovers, the 3 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Wands. Okay, pole number 4. Okay. I'm just checking with Spirit where they would like me to start, and they're saying start with Canary Spirit. Sing your own song. Pole number 4. Tap into you. There's no more following others. We learn from each other, definitely. But there's a sense here. Spirit just said to me, pole number 4, go out and get it. You can do it. And have fun while you're doing it. I don't know what you're doing, pole number 4. but there's an energy here of just do it. Now, Spirit's drawing my attention to sing your own song, to this canary singing. Now, the canary can't help itself. It's just going to sing. It doesn't feel embarrassed, or it doesn't care if anybody listens. It just sings. It's part of its own nature. And with this card, I'm getting, like with sing, you know, a lot of us, if we had to go out and sing in public, we'd be just petrified, wouldn't we? We're quite happy to sing in the shower, drowned under the shower, you know, the water noise. We sing when we think nobody's listening. And there's this sense of you've come into your own, pole number 4. You've come to a level of understanding of who you are. Especially I see that with this Lovers card. You know, they're naked because they're embracing their authentic self. So there's a sense that you've tapped into that pole number 4. You know your authentic self. You know what you want to do. You know who you are. But there's this sense here that you can't quite be that in the outside world. The minute you're with people, it's Spirit said the clothes come back on. And it's not like, of course we wear clothes in public, of course we do, but it's almost like the armor. It's almost like the masks, you know, it's almost like you don't even mean to, and then afterwards you think, oh, I said things that I knew they wanted to hear. I talked about things that I know they're interested in. I didn't dive into me. I wasn't authentic. And then you think, oh, why can't I do that? So there's this sense of this understanding deep inside of you, and yet you can't quite bring that out into the world. It's a really big message here, pole number 4. Spirit's saying the other cards will explain this more, so we'll continue. You've got Sandpiper Spirit with be playful. And I feel this is probably an aspect that probably also makes it difficult for you to be true to yourself when you're around others. And I feel there's this sense of a feeling not only that you're going to be judged, but that this is kind of showing me in the way you think you're going to be judged. And I think a lot of you might think that people might laugh at you, or people might think, what the hell? In what interests you or what you're all about. If you show your true colors, if you sing your own song, people might just go, what are you doing? Because they're not used to you being like that. So it's almost like you revert to how you were before in order to just keep the status quo. Thank you, Spirit. That's brilliant. Spirit's saying, be playful. There's an element here. One, pole number 4, I'm being shown you have quite a good sense of humor. And Spirit's saying, can you play with this? Can you be playful with this? Because I get this feeling that when you're out with others, there's almost this sense that you tell you, and you don't really tell yourself this, though some of you might, but there's this sense that there's this knowing in you that goes, right, I have to be authentic. And that almost, you know, locks you up. It almost makes you go, oh, I don't know how to be. And there's a sense that if you could just go, well, I'm just going to let out what needs to come out. There's this like release. There's almost this, you can breathe out rather than holding your breath, which makes you quite stiff. And then there's this breathing out and this kind of like, oh, well, what if they laugh? I'll laugh with them. Spirit just said to me, pole number 4, sometimes people laugh because they feel uncomfortable. Because they're like, oh, I don't know what to do with that information, or I don't know what to say, and they feel blocked and they laugh. So you may find that if you really pay attention, others around you are probably not laughing at you. They're probably feeling a bit like, oh, gosh, that person's so true. And then now they feel like, oh, I'm so fake, or and they feel blocked. And so there's this laughter to try and diffuse that almost. Keep your eye on that. Spirit's just saying, be mindful of that. Be playful. A Spirit just said to me as well, pole number 4, there's a time and a place for everything. You know, and Spirit's just showing me a birthday party. It looks like a child standing in front of their birthday cake. And it's like, that's not the time to divulge our deepest, darkest secrets. Do you know what I mean? There's a lightness to that energy. So just, it doesn't mean you be fake, but it just means just be open. It does, you know, thank you, Spirit. Spirit's saying they're understanding, because I'm thinking to myself, am I making sense? And Spirit's sort of going, no, they're understanding. And I'm seeing people nod. So I hope that's you nodding, pole number 4. I'm gonna Spirit's saying push on, so I'm gonna keep going. Spirit's bringing me to this modify. Now, Spirit's drawing me to the very subtle difference between change and modify. Okay, and there is great change here, definitely with modify and alternative, but things in your life are going to change, pole number 4. But they're not gonna, everything's not gonna crumble and fall away. It's not these massive endings and these massive new beginnings. It is the relationships in your life. They're just going to be modified. They're going to deepen. They're going to change, but I don't see them falling away. It's like when you change, everything in your life doesn't end. It just gets modified. Things are just different. You might find your conversations with your friends are different. You might find how often you catch up with your friends to be different. You might find your relationship with your partner deepens, or your relationship with your partner becomes more honest. You might find that your relationship with your family changes. Your relationship with your neighbors or your colleagues, the way you do your work, the way you live your life. There's a lot of modification in it. There's a lot of just things being different. But I'm not seeing endings. And I think Spirit really wanted me to put that across to you, pole number 4. I don't see endings. I see change in the sense of things being different. You might have new people coming into your life, and you might see the people that you see at the moment, you might see them less often, but I don't see them exiting your life completely. There's also, I'm getting a sense here of the dimensions in your life. And what I mean by that is how do I explain this? Like your beliefs. Thank you, Spirit. It's like your beliefs. It's like your connection to the all that is. Whatever that means to you, pole number 4, I'm not going to go into that. Spirit said to not go into that because we all have our own beliefs, and that's not, this channel is not about changing people's beliefs. It's about opening you up to tap into your beliefs, whatever they may be. They're important. And I'm just seeing here like different dimensions connecting with different aspects of yourself, different frequencies. There's a lot of connection coming out of this card. Connection with energy, connection with animals, connection with other people, connections with your soul, connections with spirit. It's very powerful. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit just said to me the changes, the differences, what's been modified, you're doing the modifying, you're doing the changing. Situations around you are changing because that's what you're putting forth. And it's not done in a controlling way, in a pushing way. It's just naturally unfolding that way. There's a lot of light in you. And that's why even there might be people in your life that you will see less of. And they're not even going to be hurt. They're not even going to be like, oh, what's happened to you? There's just this light in you that things are accepted for what is, because it's done just, you know, the other person may have been feeling the same. And they would never have done anything about it. And they might call you and say, oh, shall we catch up again? And you might go, you know what, actually, can we leave it for a few weeks? And they'll be like, oh, yeah, sure. And they won't be hurt. And then when you catch up with this person, maybe only once every 3 months or something, the conversation will be deep and it'll be meaningful. It's very interesting energy, pole number 4. And we've got alternative. You're going to find alternative ways of doing things. And some of you might be going into alternative healings. Okay, so some of you might be going into aromatherapy, massage, Reiki. Some of you may be called to do this. I see a lot of light in you. So the alternative therapies and methods of healing and well-being could be drawing a lot of you. Could be calling a lot of you. I see you practicing your craft even without knowing that you're doing it. What do I mean by that? Well, some of you might be just giving financial advice to those around you, and suddenly people go, you know what, you're really cluey on this. Why don't you do this as a job? You know, or you might you know, bake for people. You know, you might just bring cookies into work and people might just say to you, do you know, every time you bring stuff in, I have the best days. And there's a level of, through your cooking, you're healing. It's that kind of energy where some of you might not be even aware. And for some of you as well, because this is a general reading, Spirit's just showing me somebody that's walking around and they just smile at the different people that pass them. It might seem like a nothing, pole number 4, but it's not a nothing. I think pole number 4, you're really being called to tap into you, because you're being called to tap into your natural gifts and abilities. There's a sense here of sharing a part of yourself that I'm not even sure that you're actually aware of. Some of you might start massage classes, you know, might be learning how to massage, and then as you're practicing, people might just say to you, oh, you've got healing hands, oh my gosh. And you're like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And then somebody will go, oh my gosh, how did you find all my sore spots? And you're like, oh, and inside you're thinking, oh, did I? and you're like, I don't even know how I did that. That's natural gifts and abilities that we sometimes don't even know we have. And sometimes it takes others to kind of, you know, share their experience, and then we kind of go, oh, that's really interesting. There's that laughter. Spirit just said to me, there's that laughter, that be playful. When this person goes, oh, how did you find all my sore spots? And you're going to be inside going, oh my God, I have no idea. Instead of thinking, oh God, I don't know what I'm doing, think, wow, I don't know how I did that, but I did. And there's this allowing, this playfulness. You know, when we play, there's no structure to things, is there? You know, when you watch children play, they go from one thing to another, and it's free flow, isn't it? That's you. That is you, pole number 4. This free flow that just enables this light that's within you to come out. And there's healing in it for you, but I really feel you're going to be healing others. Initially, this might not even be shown to you. It might come down the track. And I feel that the reason that it's so important for you to shine your light around others, because I feel it's others that are going to say to you, have you ever thought of doing this? Or you might be doing something as a hobby, and people will be like, you should be getting paid. You should do this. You should. And they're going to say should, and we know we shouldn't should each other, but they're going to be in awe of what you do. And that might make you feel uncomfortable. Remember that energy of not wanting to sing out in public because what are people going to think? What people are saying to you might make you feel uncomfortable because it's pushing you out of a comfort zone. The Lovers. The minute I picked up this card, Spirit says, do what you love. Do what you love. Be what you love. That's how we're authentic. That's how we tap into our light. Spirit keeps bringing me back to this light. Pole number 4. Wow, people are going to see your light. And they'll have different reactions to it. Because some might feel overwhelmed by it and think, oh gosh. And others might just gush over it, which might make you feel just as uncomfortable, do you know? So take on board what they say, but also kind of step back and look at where it could be coming from. The sun's out. Your guardian angel is here guiding you. All you need to do is just be you. That's it. And I kind of said to Spirit, well, that's it. That's so easy to say. Spirit said, they know. They know that it's not that simple. Oh my gosh, pole number 4. We know that it's not that simple, don't we? It's not that simple to go, right, I'm uncovering my authenticness, now I'm putting it out there. mean, look, I'm laughing with my own uncomfortableness of it. My own kind of like, oh golly, that's frightening, isn't it? But that's what you're called to do, pole number 4. Shine that light. It is amazing, and people, Spirit's saying people deserve to see it. And your guide is do what you love. For some of you, that could be art. You love art. For others, it could be you just love people and you just don't know how to put that love out there. I think through the healing, there'll be something. Some of you might love crunching numbers. And you put that out there. Our authenticness rings true to us and only us. What is true for one person is not true for another. Do you know, Spirit just said to me, as many different bodies as there are in the world, and then they said, and everybody is different. Every body, physical body, is different. And they said to me, as many different bodies as there are in the world, there are different ways, there are different lights to shine. That means that every single person on earth has their own light, their own way, their uniqueness, their authenticness. And it's all different. Even if two people love the same thing and can look kind of the same, Spirit's saying it's not the same. It will never be the same. And that is what our world needs. Not sameness. It needs inner light. It needs our authenticness. Can you imagine, Spirit's saying to me, pole number 4, can you imagine a world where everybody shines their inner light, where everybody is authentic, and when everybody is just accepting? Because when you are authentic, you have accepted your natural self. When we accept our natural self, it automatically brings acceptance to everything that's around us, because we embody acceptance. So therefore we accept what is around us. If we don't offer ourselves acceptance, it's very difficult to offer that acceptance outside of ourselves because we haven't embodied it. Can you imagine when everybody does that? Our world transforms. And then you've got the 3 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Pentacles, I really feel, is this coming into alignment. But I feel it's not only you coming into alignment with all aspects of yourself, I feel this is you coming into alignment with what you do in the world, who you interact with, how you interact with them, and what you manifest into the world. You are the builder. You work with the client and with the architect. But ultimately, you are the one that manifests things. You are the one that makes them real in this reality. You'll be, I really feel pole number 4 with him up on the stool, and he's kind of been looked up to. I feel that when you, and some of you are already in the industries that, you know, this is work or life or where you want to live or who you're living with or whatever it is. But I feel like a lot of you are already, sorry, Spirit, thank you. Some of you are already where you need to be. It's just shining this light is the final stage. Being authentically you is the final stage, but you're exactly where you need to be. For others of you, you're discovering what it is you want to do. But there's a real sense here of building your future in alignment with you and what you love. And then the Six of Wands, success. This is success. Success after a period of difficulty. Moving into your future with not only courage, but a sense of purpose. I'm really getting purpose with this card. No, because the Wands is your soul. It is your calling. It is your purpose. It is that fire in your belly. It's what gets you up and out of bed in the morning. It's what you love. It's that fire energy. The Pentacles are those tangible things in our life, the real things in our world. And the two align. And you move forward, really embracing what is meaningful to you, but in a way that you can physically kind of make it happen in the world. This is getting into alignment, and that alignment modifies your life. This is you living how you want to live, pole number 4. This is you being who you want to be. And don't worry about the people around you. It'll all fall into place, because when we're authentic and we shine our light, there's no other option but to be aligned with our course. And this shows me great alignment with your journey. Great alignment with your purpose, and great alignment with your work, your situation, what's in your everyday world. And pole number 4, I want to finish the reading with saying, there is so much light in you. We all, excuse me, sorry. A spirit just said to me, we all have that light. Okay, so, you know, you don't have more light than somebody else, but you're in a position to shine it. You know, sometimes we're not in a position. Sometimes we're doing shadow work. Sometimes, you know, there's other things in our life, and we have to take a step back. No, you're taking that step forward. Look at this horse galloping off. This horse here, you're moving forward, and your light is like your beacon. And watch what manifests. Watch what gets drawn to you, pole number 4. I think you're going to be really surprised and really, like, overjoyed. Oh, what a reading, pole number 4. I'm going to leave you with those messages, my friends. Love, light, and blessings. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.